Welcome back, viewers. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of the United States Roosevelt dimes, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but holds surprising value for collectors. From its unique place in U.S. minting history to the growing demand for high-grade examples with full torch details, this dime is far more than just pocket change. Stay tuned as we uncover what makes this a hidden gem in modern numismatics. First up, among the numerous coins produced in the long-standing Roosevelt Dime series, the 1982 Roosevelt Dime with the Denver D mint mark holds a distinct place in the world of numismatics, not for a rare error or low mintage, but for the quiet complexity that surrounds its historical moment and lasting collector appeal. Minted at the Denver Mint, this coin marked a subtle yet meaningful transition point in modern American coinage. While not immediately seen as a standout rarity, the 1982 D has grown in stature among collectors due to growing interest in high-grade clad coinage and the challenges of locating pristine examples with strong strikes and full torch details. Its importance lies not only in its physical attributes, but also in the evolving narrative of how everyday coins are now re-examined as treasures in disguise, especially when found in exceptional condition. The early 1980s marked a period of economic transition in the U.S., characterized by inflation, a rising interest in coinage as investment, and the U.S. Mint's continued shift from silver to copper nickel-clad compositions. The 1982 D Roosevelt Dime was minted during a time when the Mint was dealing with budget constraints and increasing coin circulation demands. As part of the regular series that began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this dime carried the legacy of a leader who championed the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, a connection that deepened its symbolic value. The Denver Mint struck over 500 million of these coins, which at face value might seem abundant, but that volume has not guaranteed survival in top-grade condition. Visually, the Roosevelt Dime features the classic profile of President Roosevelt, on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek, with the reverse showcasing a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. The coin is composed of a copper core with a clad outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 2.27 grams and measuring 17.91 millimeters in diameter. What distinguishes the 1982 D in numismatic circles is its increasing difficulty in locating high-grade specimens with full bands, FB, a grading detail that refers to the horizontal lines on the torch being fully defined. Collectors seeking uncirculated or MS67+ examples with FB designation must contend with the realities of heavy circulation, weak strikes, and frequent contact marks. Values for pristine, graded 1982 D dimes with FB can reach $75–200 or more at auction, while standard mint state examples without the full torch detail typically range between $2 and $20. For those pursuing this issue, certification from PCGS or NGC is vital, as it provides assurance of grade and authenticity. Collectors are advised to focus on strike sharpness and luster, and to store these coins in inert holders to prevent toning or damage. Ultimately, the 1982 D Roosevelt Dime stands as a fascinating chapter in modern coin collecting, where attention to detail transforms a common coin into a sought-after gem. And secondly, the 1983 D Roosevelt Dime is a fascinating piece of modern U.S. coinage, prized by collectors for its blend of historical continuity and subtle numismatic intrigue. Struck at the Denver Mint, this dime is part of a series honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose legacy in American history ensures enduring collector interest. While not exceedingly rare, the 1983 D issue is sought after in high grades, particularly for its sharp strikes and lustrous finishes, making it a standout for those assembling date and mint mark sets or pursuing top-tier Roosevelt dime collections. Its affordability and accessibility also make it an excellent entry point for new collectors. The dime was minted during a period of technological transition in U.S. coin production, with the U.S. Mint refining its processes to improve consistency. The Denver Mint produced over 704 million dimes that year, ensuring widespread circulation, but leaving fewer examples in pristine condition due to heavy use. The coin's design, featuring John R. Sinek's portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, remained unchanged since its 1946 debut. The 1983 D issue is notable for its well-defined details in uncirculated specimens. In terms of rarity and value, The 1983 D dime is common in circulated grades, but commands modest premiums in mint state, MS conditions, particularly MS 65 and above, where prices range from $5 to $20. Exceptional examples with full bands, FB, can fetch higher prices, sometimes exceeding $50 in MS 67. Collectors should seek coins certified by PCGS or NGC to ensure authenticity and grade accuracy. Proper storage in inert holders is essential to preserve surface quality. While not a high-value rarity, the 1983 D dime's appeal lies in its role as a building block for broader collections and its potential for future appreciation as high-grade examples become scarcer in the market. And thirdly, most valuable United States Roosevelt dime from 2016 D, struck at the Denver Mint, is a compelling piece for collectors due to its blend of accessibility and historical continuity. While not exceedingly rare, this coin holds significance as part of the long-running Roosevelt series, which began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy. Its appeal lies in its crisp modern strike, potential for high-grade preservation, and the growing interest in recent mintages as future collectibles. Demand remains steady among both novice and seasoned numismatists, particularly for pristine examples, making it a practical yet intriguing addition to any collection. The 2016 D Roosevelt dime was produced during a period of stable coinage, with no major design changes since the series' inception. However, 2016 marked the 70th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime, adding subtle historical weight to coins from that year. The Denver Mint, known for its consistent output, struck millions of these dimes, ensuring wide circulation. While not tied to a specific commemorative event, the 2016 issue represents the enduring tribute to Roosevelt's New Deal legacy and the polio awareness movement, symbolized by the dime's original purpose as a fundraiser for the March of Dimes. The obverse features John R. Sinnock's classic portrait of Roosevelt with "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the mint mark, D, neatly placed. The reverse showcases a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin weighs 2.268 grams and measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter. High-grade examples exhibit sharp details on Roosevelt's hair and the torch's flame, with full separation in the design elements. The 2016 D issue is particularly noted for its strong strikes, making well-preserved specimens visually appealing. With a mintage of over 200 million, the 2016 D dime is common in circulated grades, but uncirculated specimens, MS 65 or higher, are more sought after. No major errors or varieties are documented for this issue, though fully struck examples with minimal bag marks command premiums. The coin's value escalates in MS 67 and above, where population reports from grading services like PCGS or NGC show fewer submissions. Collectors prioritize coins with original luster and no post-mint damage, as even minor wear significantly impacts desirability. In circulated condition, the 2016 D dime holds minimal premium, trading at face value. However, uncirculated examples, MS 63 to MS 65, range from $1 to $5, while superb gems, MS 67 plus, can fetch $20 to $50, depending on market trends and certification. Auction records indicate occasional spikes for top-tier grades, reflecting collector competition. While not a high-value rarity, its affordability and potential for condition rarity make it a sensible choice for those building a quality Roosevelt set. For collectors, securing a high-grade 2016 D dime involves purchasing slabbed coins from reputable dealers or auctions, ensuring authenticity and quality. Storing the coin in inert holders protects its surfaces from environmental damage. Though not a rapid appreciator, the 2016 D dime's value lies in its role as a modern representation of a historic series, appealing to both completists and those investing in future numismatic trends. As older Roosevelt dimes become scarcer, well-preserved examples from recent years may gain traction, making the 2016 D a prudent long-term hold. One often overlooked aspect of the 2016 D Roosevelt dime is the advanced minting technology used in its production. The Denver Mint employed state-of-the-art presses and quality control measures, resulting in coins with exceptional detail and consistency. This precision means that even circulated examples often retain much of their original design clarity, unlike some earlier issues that wore down quickly. For collectors, This technological advancement ensures that high-grade specimens are more readily available than in past decades. Though truly flawless examples remain scarce, the combination of modern minting techniques and the coin's historical lineage makes the 2016 D dime a fascinating study in how contemporary coin production balances mass circulation with numismatic quality. The 2016 D Roosevelt Dime exemplifies the enduring legacy of U.S. coinage, blending historical resonance with modern minting precision. While not rare, its appeal in high grades and connection to a beloved series ensure its place in numismatics. For collectors, it offers an accessible entry point with potential for gradual appreciation, reinforcing its status as a staple in both casual and advanced collections. Whether pursued for its design, history, or future prospects, this dime remains a small but significant piece of American coinage heritage. The 1965 Roosevelt Dime stands as a pivotal issue in the history of American coinage, marking a transformative moment that reshaped how the U.S. Mint approached both design and composition. While it might not seem extraordinary, at first glance, the 1965 dime is highly regarded by collectors and historians alike for what it represents: a significant departure from silver coinage in the United States. As the first Roosevelt dime to be minted without silver content, this coin symbolizes the nation's economic adjustments in the mid-20th century and has become a cornerstone piece for those interested in transitional coinage. Its appeal lies not in its rarity by mintage numbers, but in its role as a boundary marker between two eras, silver and clad coinage, making it a foundational addition to any Roosevelt dime collection. Historically, the year 1965 was one of immense change for U.S. coinage. Following the Coinage Act of 1965, silver was removed from dimes and quarters, replaced by a copper-nickel-clad composition due to the rising cost and hoarding of silver. The Roosevelt dime, which had been introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, was deeply entrenched in the public consciousness by then. The decision to alter its composition without changing the design was a deliberate effort to maintain visual consistency while adapting to economic pressures. All 1965 dimes were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as mint marks were suspended from 1965 to 1967 to discourage coin hoarding. This historical backdrop makes the 1965 issue a landmark coin, as it encapsulates the economic, political, and industrial shifts of the 1960s. From a design perspective, the 1965 Roosevelt dime maintained the familiar features introduced in 1946. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by chief engraver John R. Sinek. The reverse shows a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. What sets the 1965 coin apart, however, is its composition, a clad mix of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. The coin has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and weighs 2.27 grams, slightly lighter than its 90% silver predecessors. While visually similar to earlier issues, the 1965 dime's metallic makeup gives it a subtle color difference and a distinctly different ring when dropped, something perceptive collectors often use to distinguish between clad and silver examples. In terms of rarity, the 1965 Roosevelt dime is not scarce in a general sense. Over 1.6 billion were struck, reflecting the high demand for circulating coinage during the mid-60s. However, condition plays a vital role in determining collector interest. High-grade examples in mint state, MS65 and above, with sharp details, full torch bands, often referred to as full bands, or FB, and minimal contact marks are more challenging to find and command a premium. Furthermore, transitional errors, such as 1965 dimes mistakenly struck on 90% silver planchets intended for earlier issues, are incredibly rare and highly coveted, often selling for thousands of dollars, depending on grade and confirmation through professional grading services. Market values for the 1965 Roosevelt dime vary considerably based on condition and specific traits. Circulated examples are common and generally trade for face value or slightly above in bulk. However, uncirculated specimens with full bands can fetch $10 to $25, while those in grades MS67 or higher might command $50 or more. Certified silver planche-era dimes dated 1965 have sold at major auctions for $3,000 to $9,000, depending on grade and provenance. As demand for high-grade clad coinage grows, driven by registry set collectors and a renewed appreciation for post-silver U.S. coinage, prices have shown modest but steady appreciation in recent years, especially for exceptional specimens with third-party certification. For collectors, acquiring a quality 1965 Roosevelt dime involves careful attention to detail. Look for examples with clean surfaces, full details in the torch bands, and original mint luster. Because mint marks were omitted during this period, the 1965 Roosevelt dime is much more than just another clad coin. It is a historic turning point in American numismatics. Its introduction signified the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in coinage, one driven by practicality and modern economics. Though it may be common in circulation, its significance lies in its transitional nature, collectible varieties, and the growing respect for clad-era coins. For collectors, especially those passionate about U.S. coin history or building complete Roosevelt dime sets, this coin offers both a meaningful story and tangible investment potential. As awareness grows around the nuances of post-silver U.S. coinage, the 1965 Roosevelt dime's role in numismatic history is only likely to become more appreciated.